All right, and I think we're live. Oh man. Hey guys, what's going on? My name is Tuvos, and welcome back to another DCS World live stream. That's right, the AH-64D Longbow Apache, or Apache Longbow, I should say, is now live. It's available on open beta. So if you guys want, you can go over and pick it up for early access and enjoy this monster of a attack helicopter. I, for one, have already set up the basic bindings needed for it to get into the air, but at this point, now I just need to learn what all I can do with it. So what better way to learn how to do that than with the training missions? So let's see. Okay, well. So I already know how to start up, I already know how to taxi, hover, and transition. I don't know TSD navigation, and I kind of know the 30mm gun. Okay, you know what? Let's first do startup, takeoff, and transition, blah, blah, blah. But we'll do that without the training mission. We'll just do it ourselves in a cold start. Just to show it off. If you guys don't know already, I have a binding layout already available for the Apache. So feel free to check out one of my Xbox or PlayStation input mapper / DS for Windows tutorials. In the description of those videos is a link to my Imager album where you can find a bunch of different layouts, some of which include the AH-64D Apache. So give those a look and try them out if you want.
Welcome to Apache Air Base. Start your Apache and bring all its systems online. You may fly the flight plan to Kubaleta Air Base or venture anywhere you wish. Your kneeboard card provides information on your flight plan, as well as a few practice targets you may encounter along the way. Good luck.
The kneeboard card? Oh, I see. Okay, cool. Well, we'll see if we can follow the flight plan. I don't know how to use the TSD, so we probably won't be able to. All right, let's see. Let's go ahead and get things started. Do that, do that, do that, do that. Up. And that and that. All right, then battery. Don't think there's anything we have to do at this point, so let's go ahead and turn on the APU. Start, APU power on. So while that's starting, we can set up our other items as we desire. Oh, interesting. So the co-pilot gunner shuts his canopy right away. That's like a subtle reminder, hey, you should probably do the same. Also, I found I can't actually rotate this unless I right-click, but the problem is that I've set it up so I can't move the mouse if I'm right-clicking. So I need to do it this way. There we go. Okay. And by this way, what I did was let go of my controller and move the actual mouse. Alright, where are we? So if we go to TSD, util, Doppler, we can get that going. But at some point, this 0.055 kilometers is going to turn into some smaller number and turn green. When it's green, that's when we know we're ready to go, I believe. While it's doing this thing, I'm going to just grab my mouse and double check a few things. It's under weapon, bore sight, I-hats. Yeah, here we go. Let's align this guy. What we need to do is make sure we see the centric rings. Is that the right word? I don't know. Alright, now it's aligned. Oh wait, I think we're supposed to look at it, then do that. So I-hats. Is this what you're supposed to do? So if I look this. I have to put this just a little bit above. roughly right there. Button. Okay, now we're aligned. So what else? Let's go to the co-pilot gunner seat. We'll do the same thing here. Go to weapon, foresight, iHads, but we also have to turn on our lights and stuff. I think it's primary. Yeah, there it is. So let's look at this. Adjust our view so that the circles are centered. That. Oh, this is kind of rough to do. Maybe all I have to do is just make sure they're centered. Kind of rough. Do that. And I do that. I have to go down. Okay, you know what? We'll just settle with that. Alright, iHads. Okay, good enough. Switch back to the to the pilot seat. And go ahead and start the left engine.
Rotor RPM low. Rotor RPM low.
We have positive NG, so let's go ahead and go to throttle idle.
Engine 1 out. Engine 1
PSD, util.
Engine 1 out.
Still going.
Engine 1 out.
It hasn't moved. Oh, there we go. We're at 0.01.
Engine 1 out.
Yeah.
Engine 1 out.
We'll wait for this guy to start up all the way and then come to a settle at whatever temperature and speed it needs to be. Torque percentage, it's resting, I think it's going to rest at 10%. Looks stable-ish. Still increasing. Looks good enough. Let's go ahead and start the right engine. Have positive NG, so let's go ahead and right throttle idle.
Engine 2 out. Engine 2 out.
Oh, this thing bounced back up to... Okay, so I don't know. I don't know how to read this. I don't know why it's going up and down. How'd you grow a third... yeah, funny question, right? It feels like you need 3 hands just to fly the Apache with a gamepad, so I figured that was a fitting thumbnail to use. Rotor brake is off. That's fine. Alright, so now we need to wait for the oil PSI to come to like 70 or less. And we can see that here. But I believe what we're supposed to do is look at it from the engine page. Engine page? Yeah, engine page. And we can see that. Well, I feel like this isn't exactly right. Let's go to system. Yeah, here we go. The oil PSI needs to be under 70. So we're good to go. So now let's go ahead and increase the throttles. Do the same with the left one. There we go. Be ready for engine fire. Actually, you know, that's a good point. I kind of threw those right into flight, didn't I? Lee Butterworth, you know, I'd be watching this if I wasn't going to bed. Aw, I do hope you'll save this. Yeah, yeah. Any stream I do on YouTube should just go straight to my library, or, you know, whatever the heck it's called. So yeah, you should be able to watch it at some point later. The Apache so far is pretty nice. It is actually surprisingly easy to fly with a gamepad. There's still some challenges, like it's pretty, what's the word? It's pretty sensitive at 0 airspeed, so like when you're in a hover, but, what do you mean too much throttle? Like too fast of throttle? It's set to fly, right? Did I put it into fly mode too quickly? Was that the issue? But yeah, but so far it's not too bad. There are challenges with it being a bit sensitive in the hover. Sorry, I was looking at my messages. But yeah, otherwise it's not too bad. Once it's in forward flight, it's actually pretty easy to fly with a gamepad. So, let's see. Let's double check that PSD and util. This is looking pretty good. So, I mean, it's in the green, and supposedly that's good enough to take off for the Doppler data. I don't know if that's actually correct, because I haven't done that tutorial yet, and I probably should. But, yeah, we're just going to assume that's good to go. But everything is started up. That heli is sick. Hopefully all that gets fixed soon. Yeah, we'll see. Well, I don't know if it's a, I don't know if it's a bug per se, more than it is, you know, it's just the fact of the matter. It's a very responsive aircraft when it's in a hover. Is it on fly or above fly? It is on fly. In fact, I don't think I can put it any higher. I think there's a detent I would have to like activate in order to bring it even higher. But yeah, it's on fly. Alrighty, let's switch to the co-pilot gunner seat. Turn on this guy. In fact, we'll just actually fly from the co-pilot gunner seat instead. Let's double check a few things. Everything looks fine. Methodology select. Nothing changing? Is it because I'm not in forward flight? Make sure that control is set. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Okay. Yeah, I guess it's just because we're not in forward flight. Okay, cool. Let's get out of here. So back to this seat. Let's turn off the parking brake. Back to the front seat. And we'll start rolling. We'll start rolling. Oh, right. Because I haven't requested. There we go. Now we can start rolling. Uh-oh. Is that a bug? Did that go through the console? No, it went under the console. Okay. That's not bad. Okay. No issue. Not a bug. We'll taxi to the runway. Yeah, it could be. I mean, if it is the case, then I'll gladly accept less sensitivity, because it'll make hovering way easier to do in the Apache. Deedle deedle. Oh, APU is still on. Thank you, deedle deedle. There we go. APU isn't on. What are you talking about? Let's get out of here. Oh, right. I have to request control again. Collective up. Alright, let's taxi to the runway. It would be nice since the Apache is most effectively used hovering in tight spaces. Yeah, absolutely. I feel like if you have a stick with a longer throw and not a thumbstick, it probably wouldn't be that bad. But you'll see what I mean in just a second. Once we take off, you'll see just how difficult it is to control in a stable hover. Because, I mean, I have plenty of experience with, for example, the Huey, and that handles just fine. So, hopefully, it's as simple as either them fixing it, or even more simply, we can just introduce a curve and it won't even be an issue. Try your stick extension, it feels the same as a K50. Okay, yeah, I can do that. I mean, we'll see. We'll see if I can't get used to it, then I'll give that a shot, and worst case I'll just add a curve. Because in forward flight, it actually feels really nice. Like I said, the only time it's really an issue is in a hover. Or alternatively, maybe it's only in ground effect. By the way, is the game sounds kind of low? I feel like you can barely hear anything like the rotor blades going and stuff. I need to double check that because it seems kind of low. Oh, volume's all the way up. I mean, in-cockpit sounds is 50%, but that's kind of what I want. So I don't want it to be like blaring or anything. Ooh, hold on. Come to a stop, please. Come to a stop. Alright, wheel brakes. Okay, cool. Alright, so I don't know how to use my TSD, so it's very unlikely we'll be following waypoints. But in case we do, see if we can see them in the F10 map. We cannot. Oh, wait. No, we cannot. Alright, let's go and take off. Let's get lined up for the runway. I'm gonna have to work on my taxiing skills because I feel like there's like a certain point where you put in just enough rudder, then it just kind of like snaps the tail wheel around. I have to find that like perfect balancing point. Alright, cool. Let's get lined up. There we go. Alright guys, let's do this. So we'll do a hover and then we'll transition to forward flight. So let's go ahead and collective up. Going, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. Oh, okay. I need just a little bit of rudder and okay, we're good, we're good, we're good. Got this. Don't worry, guys, I got this. It takes very little cyclic to stay centered. Okay, we're good. We're good. Let's transition to forward flight. A little less rudder as we pick up airspeed. Less rudder, less rudder. Let's keep our vision up so we can see that flight path marker. And keep in mind we're doing this all from the front seat. Alright, cool. Let's transition to the rear seat. And just like that, we're flying in the rear seat. Isn't that cool? Are you going to make a video on the gamepad controls? Eventually, but what I want to do is I want to get a bunch of practice in with the Apache, like learn how to use its systems, its weapons, and things like that. And if I feel confident that the controls are in a good place, then I'll create a video. But until then, I just need to practice. But yeah, once it's in forward flight, it's great. Like, this feels really nice. I can, like, do right stick, left stick. It rolls, like, in a predictable amount of sensitivity. But in a hover, my god. I just have to get used to it. It's just a matter of getting used to the sensitivity at a standstill. In fact, let me try coming to a stop. I'm going to try coming to a stop in a hover. I'm keeping on my vertical speed. Decreasing collective. Increasing pitch. Increasing collective now that we're pretty slow. A little bit of left rudder to stay in some heading of some kind. Increasing collective. See, the trick is to not oscillate. So if you feel like the aircraft is like bouncing all over the place, chances are your controls are the ones that are bouncing around. So just relax, just hold one position, whether it's your index fingers controlling the rudder, or if it's your thumb controlling the cyclic, just hold one position and then slightly adjust that position. Don't bounce around with your thumbs and fingers. Let's control the hover a little bit. And also keep in mind, force trim is your friend. So if you feel like you've got your stick in a good position where it'll hold a nice little hover, all you have to do is press force trim and it will hold that position for you. Let's face... See, I'm letting go of the left rudder, which is the reason why I was bouncing around like that. So let's say I want to hold this position. I'm going to do force trim. And now the rudder trim has been engaged, and now I just need to correct a little bit on the stick trim. So notice I'm following the... this marker here is telling me what direction I'm moving in relation to my aircraft. So right now I'm going forward and to the right. So I need to arrest that movement. Once I arrest it, I need to find the proper stick position to hold that. And also keep an eye on my collective use to make sure I maintain a stable hover, more or less. And that feels pretty good. That's not too bad. As long as you remember to use force trim, it's not too bad. So we're in more or less a hover. And of course, you know, keep an eye on the outsides, the exterior of the plane. You always have the symbology as a point of reference. Just remember this is in reference to the front of the aircraft, so even if you're looking to the left, this information that is displayed to you is with relation to the front, forward-facing position of the aircraft. Yeah, it's not too bad. Not bad at all. Alright, cool. So I'm going to increase collective and we'll transition to forward flight. Pretty quickly as well. Oh, too much collective. Too much collective. Low rotor RPM. Let's lower that collective. That was less a transition and more of like a spin out like crazy and do whatever the hell you want. Alright, there we go. That's a little better. And if you notice, we're kind of doing a crab walk in the given direction. So let's right rudder and point our aircraft in the direction we actually want to go, and it'll be more or less this way. Lean the aircraft to the left a little bit to get that flight path marker in line with where we want to go, and force trim. And force trim. There we go. That's better. Then we can correct any kind of like roll left or right motions with another force trim. And there you have it. Stable. Try lowering the throttle a little bit so you wouldn't be fighting the torque. So, as far as I'm aware, you should never touch really the throttle position. Sure, it'll help you deal with the torque, but really you should be less concerned about the throttle position, more concerned with what you're doing that makes those things hard to deal with. So yeah, it's just less equations or less variables to deal with in the end. Oh, we're flying east. Oh, I wanted to fly west. Hold on. Let's turn around. Take your time on the controls. Apache's going nowhere soon. Yep, absolutely. I went from a transition to a kite loose in the wind. That's definitely what it felt like to me. Come on, look at the gap. We can totally fit. Alright, we'll go 270. Ignore this master warn and master caution because those are for plebs. Alright, cool. I mean, she's very easy to fly in a forward direction. Like, it is incredibly easy to fly. Even with a gamepad. It's really not that bad at all. Oh, wait, do countermeasures work? Hell yeah. Chaff? Oh, I see chaff. Does chaff not work? Do I not have chaff bound? Yeah, I have chaff bound. Maybe because there's no radar, so it knows not to let you toss out chaff unless you see a radar. Yeah, I'm not sure how that works. I'm gonna have to look that up. But anyways, so what do you guys think so far? Pretty neat. How are you guys doing with the Apache? Have you found anything fun about it? Like, for example, some dude found out that the M4 here on the side, you can actually pull the trigger on it. I mean, it doesn't fire or anything, but you can switch it from safe to semi to auto, and the trigger will only pull when it's in semi or automatic fire mode, which is pretty neat. Nice little attention to detail. They didn't have to do that, obviously, but they did anyways. So that was pretty cool. No, I'm actually a little tempted to move the force trim button to another one than right stick click. The problem is I'm running out of options. Oh right, also, what's pretty neat is if I were to go to the co-pilot gunner seat and then bring this up, we can have George pilot the aircraft for us, which is pretty neat. So for example, we're in flight mode. So if we want him to go, I don't know, let's say increase airspeed to max.
Copy. Speeding up.
And then we can tell him to, I don't know, fly heading 240.
Coming left.
This is pretty cool. I like this a lot. Then how do I tell him to increase altitude? Is it like short? No, not short. Is it right?
Copy. Head to location.
Uh-oh. Oh, wait. Oh, that's so cool! I can look at where I want him to go. Okay, let's go that way.
Copy.
Oh,
Head to
that's so
location.
cool. Okay, that's neat. But that doesn't help me. I want to increase my altitude. How do I increase my altitude? That's how you slow down,
Copy.
speed up.
Speeding up.
Ah, it's long. It's long forward and long back. So let's go to 1,000 feet.
Copy. Increasing altitude. Copy. Increasing
1,000
altitude.
feet.
Roger.
Ah,
Decreasing
that's so
altitude.
cool. That way you can then focus on being the gunner seat. Let's go ahead and slave and then unslave. Now we're increasing altitude. Oh, that's so cool. Okay, let's see what else. Go combat mode. What does that give us? Doesn't really give us anything, does it? What about... Oh, that is the countermeasures. It is armed and set to bypass. That's fine. We're back in flight. Now back to combat. What does combat give us?
Roger. Aligning.
Lining with what?
Breaking right.
Oh, wait, what? Hold on, what does that do? I don't know what that button does.
Breaking right.
Braking right?
Breaking left.
Oh, I see. Okay, okay. So in combat mode, if you do a long press left and right, he'll brake right and left. And if you do long press forward, nothing happens. Short press,
Roger. Aligning.
he's just going straight and then going low apparently. Even though I've set my altitude to 1,000 feet. Then what is back? Back long?
Breaking 180.
Oh, interesting. So back long has him turn 180. Oh, that's so cool. But dude, that torque is through the roof. Like, I don't know if is he like gonna kill our engine if he continues like this. All right, now let's switch to flight. Then have him slow down because I don't want him to break our engine while he's doing this.
Copy. Speeding up.
So we'll go to 90. Okay, that's pretty cool. I like that a lot. Okay, and if I want to start using my... So, I have the George AI menu options bound to my X, X, Y, A, B buttons, with the left modifier being pressed, but that is also bound to my fire control radar, so my FCR. So if I want to use my FCR again, that's curious. Why is the TADS like locked off to the right? It's probably, that's the acquisition source. But anyways, so if I want to be able to use my FCR again, all I have to do is turn off the AI UI by doing both modifiers and Y. And just like that, I can use my FCR again. And whatever else is in the, the face button area. That's pretty neat. Alright, let's see. What else can we do? So let's figure out what kind of weapons do we have on us. So let's go to arm. We'll select, I don't know, let's go to weapons. Let's see what the gun is like. So theoretically, all I have to do is look at something and press fire. Oh yeah. That works like right away. Oh, neat. Okay, and supposedly I should be able to change the manual ranging to auto. Then enter. Then that should, yep, it's automatically adjusting for every 0 point whatever meters. By fire. That'll go across the road over there. Oh, that fell really short actually. Why is it going down there? Okay, let's try laser. Wait, do I not have laser? Maybe it's my symbology? Okay, that's kind of weird. Hold on. Laser. Oh, wait. Oh, right. I need to go to C. That's laser. That's symbology. That's Pinvis. TADS. Really working. Symbology. That's curious. I wonder if the symbology is controlled by the pilot? It was working earlier. Ow. The gun is like way off. What is going on? Is it? Oh, you know what it is? It's probably because I failed to align. Okay, hold on. I got this. Go to weapon. Go to... Wait, is it not weapon? Is it utility? No. It should be weapon, right? Let's deselect the gun. Yeah, there we go. Bore sight, IHADS, make sure we're aligned. Oh boy, this is kind of difficult. Oh. You know what? I might introduce a curve to shift seating or seat shifting alone just so I can get this just right. Oh my god. Okay, hold on. My goal is to make these 3 circles align in the center. Fortunately, appears to be a very difficult task. Haha! Yeah, there we go. Now let's do that. And let's see if that was the reason why I was messing up. So guns are selected. It is sent to auto. You can see the range is adjusting automatically. Let's see if that worked. Yeah, that looks better. Okay, cool. Sweet. Now let's try laser. Oh, where's laser? Hey, what's up, Ox? Welcome. Yeah, we're just learning the systems right now. Unfortunately, seem to have been unable to... Oh, you know what? I think because I need to set my... Yep. We can control this. Yeah, there we go. Now that we're controlling the TADS, is there a way to lock this to my face? Or the only option Yeah, hold on. So if I do this, then do that. Wait, does laser not work? Is lasing not working? Why doesn't laser work? Is that a separate thing I have to enable? If I go to... And what about FCR? That doesn't work. Pinvis. Ads. Let's then go ahead and select here. Oh, not that one. Not TV. Strange. I wonder why laser is not working. It was working for me before. 30 mil chain gun. Freedom seed to left. Yes, absolutely. Oh man, what is going on? Pretty sure I'm pressing the laser button. So this is consent to... Oh, right, because I'm in the CPG seat. This is second detent laser range finder trigger. So that should be it. There's a bug. Is there a bug? So let's go back to the pilot seat and then back to the front seat. No, still no laser. At least no indication that it's lasing. IT. LMC is working. Go to gun. Oh. Now it's not firing the gun. Why are you not firing the gun? Because we're still on this screen. Why are you not firing? What is going on? Okay, hold up. Hold up. It's not that hard. Come on. Alright. So we have Master Arm on. We are looking at something we want to kill that's directly in front of us. Turn off that display so that we're only looking at our iHads. So for example, if I want to kill this tree, right? So I look at that. Say I want to LMC it. Pressing the weapon fire button and it's not firing. So why is it not firing? Because it says arm, pen burst, gun is selected. Manual range I've already set to auto, so that's not the issue. Well, maybe it is. I don't know. Manual range is auto. Is it because we're using the TADs to do this? Doesn't seem right. Oh, well, okay. I'm not sure what's up with that. Maybe it was the ranging issue. Alright, anyways, let's see if we can hit this tank. So if we put our cursor over it and then LMC. Let's see how well it... Oh, look at that. Right on target. Interesting. So I just pressed the laze button and then it stopped firing after I tried to laze. And I'm not sure why. Like right now I can't fire, but if I then go to manual range, hit A to set it to auto, and then enter, I could go back to firing. So for some reason, pressing second detent of the laser rangefinder is causing issues? I feel like that's how you make it more accurate, no? So that's LMC. So, okay, let's see if it is an issue with being out of the, like, gimbal limits. So I'm going to fire the laser, right? And then fire the gun. Does not fire. I mean, it should have given me... Oh, that is so weird. That has to be a bug, right? Okay, let's make sure we select the TADs. Yeah, I wonder if that's a bug. It could be an issue with the Apache. Who knows? Because I don't remember that being a problem before. It was working fine earlier. Interesting, interesting. Maybe something on this display will... Last, first, train, mode norm, fixed norm. Code 1688 is being used. Let's see what happens if we try to... I don't know, let's target this guy, I guess. Or something directly ahead of us. Something like... around here. So normally what happens is, when you fire the laser, there should be kind of like an X marker or something that indicates you're firing the laser, but that's not coming up. Is it because I'm on the FLIR? So if I were to select... Site select. That. Switch to... Oh, I can't... Wait, I'm not switching between the pinvis or the TADs. Am I pressing the right button? CPG. Pinvis and TADs. Yeah, I'm switching between them. Let's switch the HMD. And let's see if this will...
To the AH-64D basic 30mm gun area weapon system employment. You begin in flight north of Katasi Air Base at 500 feet AGL. You are in active pause. This training will be performed from both the pilot and
Hey, his eyeballs move.
gunner positions.
I should be paying attention. Hold
When
on.
in the CPG position, you will use the George AI
Makes
to fly
sense.
the aircraft while you engage targets.
Makes
Unless otherwise
sense.
indicated, most highlighted button presses and spacebar presses will immediately forward the lesson to the next step. On your first time through the training, it is recommended that you listen fully to each set of instructions before taking the action that will move the lesson forward.
Okay.
When ready to continue, survey the co-pilot
He just
gunner
got done telling me not to do that, and I
On the
did it
left
for spacebar.
MPD, you should see the weapons page. On the right
Okay.
MPD, you should see the TSD. On the
Yep.
HDU, the lower left corner shows C-HMD, co-pilot helmet mounted display. The
Oh, wait a minute. I just realized something. Do I have that bound to the wrong thing? Symbology. Oh, I do have it bound to the wrong thing. Is that why? Symbology. PDAC. No, I want the symbology select. Okay. And symbology down. I doubt that's the cause of the
lower
issue,
right corner
but
shows
yeah.
fixed. If everything
There
is
we go.
satisfactory, press the spacebar to continue.
Interesting. Okay. Let's move on.
On the front console, toggle the safe arm button to arm. Next,
Okay.
waz up the gun.
Waz up.
A glance at the left MPD will show the gun is armed to be fired from the co-pilot gunner position.
Yep.
Finally, check the left side of the weapon page to see burst limit is set to 10 rounds.
That it is.
Press spacebar to continue.
Hey, Jesus. Welcome. Yeah, it definitely does. I figured a lot of people, or they probably figured that a lot of people would be trying to learn how to use it, right? So might as well include some basic trainings.
Unloading weapons from a cargo plane. The specific targets are the insurgent trucks. The threat is small arms and RPGs, so this target will be engaged starting at about 2.5 kilometers.
Okay.
You will now enter the target point in the TSD.
2.5 kilometers for engagement.
On the right MPD, begin by toggling the TSD nav mode to attack by pressing bottom 2.
Okay.
Select the point page with push button bottom 6. And then add with push button left 2.
Okay. And then left 2.
Toggle
Add.
the cursor to the TSD and move the cursor over the target area as shown in the pop-up graphic. Then press cursor enter. You will
Okay, so it
notice
wants
a
me to put
red
it
T01
here-ish?
appear in the TSD. Press
How
the
about here?
spacebar to continue.
Yeah, look at that.
Press bottom 6 point again.
How much
to
is the
back
module?
Out to
I don't know the
main
exact price
TSD
because I
page.
think the discount changed now that it's been released. So just go to the Eagle Dynamics website and see what the module price is there. So it wants me to press
Now
that.
you need to direct the pilot, via George AI, to fly towards the target. The easiest way to do this is to designate T01 as a waypoint. Set
Okay.
T1 as the fly to point by pressing RTE, TSD, push button, bottom 5, then DAR, push button, left 5.
Okay, so route, then direct.
Use the cursor to select T1. Press the spacebar to continue.
So it says to use the cursor to select T1, which is this guy. Then press
With
spacebar.
T01, the current fly-to point, bring up the George AI interface. When you do, you will see the fly-to symbol on the George AI compass.
Oh,
Use the George
Yeah.
AI controls to set the heading bug to the fly-to point heading.
okay.
Also set the George AI airspeed to 70.
70.
Finally, since the target will be
Copy.
engaged at
Speeding
a
up.
longer range,
Then
ensure
change the
George
heading
AI
bug
altitude
to
is
match
between
this.
750 and 1,000 feet AGL. When you have accomplished these functions, switch back from the George AI interface. When you have returned to the normal
else did he
cockpit
say?
view, press
Finally,
the
since
spacebar
the
to
target will
continue.
be engaged at a longer range between 15 and 2,500, ensure George AI is set between 750 and 1,000 feet. Okay, you can do 1,000. Currently, it's at 1,200. So let's increase altitude to 1,000.
Roger. Decreasing
There we go,
altitude.
1,000.
Roger. Decreasing altitude.
All right, cool. We're set. Hit space.
Select T01 as the acquisition source. Press TSD top 5 coord. From the target list that appears, select the T1 line with push button left 1.
Okay, so go to coordinates and then choose that first target point that we set earlier using our cursor. Okay, that's cool.
Slew the TDAC to T01. Target T01 is now the acquisition source.
Okay,
Set TADS as the site. On the right hand grip, switch the CPG site to TADS.
okay.
And then press the slave button.
Then slave.
This will shift
Oh, that's
the
cool.
TADS view to the target area. However, the T01 point is likely not exactly over the target, and from 5 kilometers, the view of the target area may not be clear and or obstructed. You must move towards the target. If
Okay.
you close to the airfield, you will search the area, find the insurgent activity, and begin to aim at specific targets. When you're ready to
$150.
fly and begin the attack,
I think that's
press
not
the
accurate.
spacebar.
Double check that, unless you don't mean in USD, because in USD, yeah, that's a little hard to believe. Okay, when you're ready, fly. Okay, pressing spacebar.
Once the
All right.
aircraft settles onto its new heading, press slave to toggle it off. Use the right hand grip manual tracker button and left hand grip zoom buttons. Search the area
Okay.
near T01 until you find the
Oh.
C-130 and the insurgents unloading it. Focus on a
Okay.
group of targets and
it
use
wants me
the
to
laser
unslave.
rangefinder to get an accurate range.
Oh, and there they are. Cool.
Press the LRFD trigger on the right hand grip to the first indent to send a short laser range-finding burst. On the TADS, when the LRFD activates, an X-cross appears at the TADS crosshairs.
Okay.
When you have targeted the insurgent activity and gotten a good laser range, press the spacebar to continue.
Okay. So I found the insurgents. Gonna do that. Let's go and zoom in. Going to laser. See, there's a laser cue saying that it's lasing. So I have 5,000 meters. Then now that I have that, let's go ahead and hit.
You will begin to engage the insurgents inside 3,000 meters at 40 knots,
Side
slowing to a
3,000.
hover at about 1,500 meters.
Okay.
To achieve
So
this,
40 knots at 3,000
when
meters.
passing inside 3,000 meters, use George AI to set 40 knots, Then toggle back to CPG and engage targets. When nearing 1500 meters, use George AI to set 0 knots, then toggle back to the CPG and engage.
Okay.
When firing, press and hold the trigger until the entire burst is fired. Get quick range to target updates by pressing LRFD first indent.
So we're about to hit 3,000 meters. Once we do, we're gonna slow down to 40 knots, and there's 3,000 now. So slow down to 40,
Copy, just slowing down.
and we can begin firing. So let's go ahead and that. Get laser ranging information, and at 1,500 meters, we'll come to a hover. Wow, look at that! Hell yeah! I mean, it hit everything else. Oh, yeah, I feel like I should just keep holding down the laser ranger so that it's constantly giving me accurate information. There we go. That's another good kill. Then we'll hit this guy next. Let's go here to the left. And laser ranging. We're about to come up on 1,500 meters.
Success!
Nice.
The insurgent arms delivery has been interdicted.
And 0.
You are in active pause. The next step is to employ the
Whoa,
gun
we were
from
that
the pilot's
close?
position.
We're
Pilot
like on top of them.
employs the gun for immediate suppression of threats to the aircraft. The scenario simulated for this part of the lesson. Press the space bar when you're ready to continue.
I don't think it's 100 either. I think it's closer to probably like $60 currently, if I'm not mistaken. Like, just go to the Eagle Dynamics, like Digital Combat Simulator website. You'll get the actual number. Plant those freedom seeds. Hell yeah, dude. Okay, what's the next step? Employ the gun from the pilot. Ooh, from the pilot's position. So the pilot backseat, employ the gun. Blah blah. Okay.
Change the waypoint to waypoint 02.
Okay.
On the TSD, press RTE,
Routes.
push button bottom 5, then DIR, push button left 4,
Okay.
and finally press
DIR.
WP02.
And waypoint
On the
2.
HDU, you should now see W02 as the fly to point.
Yep.
Take control of the gun by pressing WAS up on the cyclic. The weapon page should confirm this status.
Should I be in the
Press
pilot
the
seat?
spacebar to continue. The back seat cannot make use of the laser rangefinder. The pilot can enter a manual estimated range.
I feel like I
or
need to be
use
in
automatic range, which takes
I feel like I need to be in the
radar
pilot seat. Oh, I am in the pilot
info
seat.
And the
Okay,
pilot's
yeah.
aim
Okay, never
via
mind.
the
Sorry.
IHA
I didn't notice.
TSS to calculate range. Basic trigonometry. On the keyboard unit display, man
Trigonometry.
range will show. Press A, then press the
Yep,
M
that I know.
adjacent to the field of regard box will have
Yep,
changed
we can see the
to
number updating
A.
as we look around.
The range value next to the field of regard box will also have
Okay,
changed.
that looks cool.
Look around outside the aircraft and note how the range changes in 100-meter intervals. When you're satisfied that you can aim the gun via the HDU with auto range data, press the spacebar to continue.
Okay, so that's our target location. That's waypoint 2. So we'll be flying in that direction. And we have control of the gun using our head. So that's cool.
When flying again, you will head towards waypoint 02.
Yeah, I know,
Climb to
right?
1,300 feet AGL and establish 90 knots. When ready to do this, press the space bar
Flying, you will
to
head towards
resume
02, climb
flying.
to 1,300 feet, and establish 90 knots. Okay, got it. Ooh, here we go. So 1,300 feet, 90 knots. Waypoint 2.
As you close in on waypoint 02, you detect an enemy AAA site that has just been deployed. Red smoke
Really?
marker. Maintain your course
over there.
and suppress
Red
the
smoke.
targets when within 1,500 meters.
Okay. I mean, I don't know when we're within 1,500 meters. Is there a way to tell based on where I'm looking? Oh, there is. So this point of reference right here is roughly 1,500 meters. Okay, so we'll continue climbing to 1,300. I'm going to change my symbology to be... There we go. Oh, crap. We are way above 1,300. We're speeding up to 90 knots. Let's also decrease our altitude, because he said, what was it again, 1,300 feet altitude? Oh, and we're at 90 knots, so let's decrease our collective. Let's also retrim for this direction. There we go. Alright, this is looking good. And that target point is currently 4,000 meters away. So 4 km. 3.5. And we have to engage it at 1,500 meters at A 1.5. Pretty cool. That 1.8 is getting close. And Daka Daka. Oh, the recoil's real. Yeah.
The triple-A was suppressed and/or you're clear of the threat. This ends the basic gun tutorial. Press escape to exit or continue to fly.
Oh, that was it? That was the tutorial? That was pretty neat. That was pretty cool. Alright. Well, I mean, that seemed pretty easy, and based on what we were able to do in this training mission, yeah, the whole laser ranging thing seems like it may have been a bug, or my startup sequence was just not good. So, let's try that again from startup. So let's go ahead and hit quit. Go to close. And we'll do another just instant action startup, cold start. And let's see if we run into that same issue with lasing again. Because if we do, we know it's something wrong with our startup procedure. And if it is, then we're going to have to do the training for startup. All right.
Welcome to Kutasi Air Base. Start your Apache and bring all its systems online. You may
Okay.
fly the flight plan to Kubaleta Air Base or venture anywhere you wish. Your kneeboard card provides information on your flight plan as well as a few practice targets you may encounter along the way.
Oh, cool.
Good luck.
Practice targets. Follow the flight plan. If I knew how to. Slow rate of fire can be a good thing too. Run out ammo slower. Yep, absolutely. And less recoil, because a higher rate of fire will cause your gunship to like rock more, making it even less accurate. Turn that on. Turn on APU.
Hydraulic failure.
All right. So before we do anything, let's go ahead and go to our TSD, go to util, hit Doppler, go to weapons, make sure guns are selected, or are available, I should say. We can configure them if we want, but I'm going to leave them at default. So let's click on bore sight, IHADS. Oh boy, this thing again. Okay, so the goal is to make it so that the 3 circles are centered. So this should be good enough, right? Or is the goal to also line up this center cross with those 3 circles? I don't actually... Okay, you know what? We're just going to do the training. There's too many questions left up, so I'm just going to do the training for startup. Let's go startup. Oh, it has to be perfectly center on the circles? Okay. Alright.
Welcome to the AH-64D Basic Flight Training Startup. You begin on the helicopter ramp at Kutusi Air Base. This
Yep,
training
this
will
looks
be
familiar.
performed from the pilot's position. Unless otherwise indicated, most highlighted button presses and spacebar presses will immediately forward the lesson to the next step. On your first time through the training, it is recommended to take a
Blah,
look
blah,
at
blah.
the cockpit from left to right. Check or set. Left console. Set. External light panel. Nav lights bright.
Oh boy.
Check. Anti-collision lights off. Power levers off. Engine start switches off.
Alright, so I'm just gonna
NVS
continue on.
mode switch
Oh,
off.
okay.
Main panel. Check. Park brake set. Handle out. Both MPDs are set today. Windshield wiper
Okay.
is in park.
Yep.
Right side. Set master communications volume 50%. Close the canopy. When the
50%.
canopy is secure, press the spacebar to continue.
Okay. And secure.
On the left console, switch master ignition to BAT.
Battery.
Check tailwheel button, verified locked light off.
Yep.
Emergency hydraulic button, light off. External and internal light panel, press to test, illuminates all signal lights.
Okay.
When finished, press the spacebar to continue.
Yep. Testing looks good. And spacebar.
Fire detection and extinguisher panel
Oh, boy.
test. Set the test switch to position 1. Check.
Which is left.
Master warning illuminates.
Engine 1 fire.
Engine 1, APU, and
Oh.
Engine 2 fire
Engine
buttons
1
are
fire.
illuminated.
Engine
Aft
2
deck
fire.
fire warning is displayed
APU
on
fire.
the EUFD.
Aft deck fire.
Listen for voice warnings.
Engine 1
Release
fire.
the test switch.
Engine 2
Press
fire.
master warning to acknowledge
Okay,
and
that
cancel.
sounded good.
Engine 1
Finish,
fire.
press the spacebar to continue.
Engine 2 fire. APU fire. Aft deck fire. Engine 1 fire.
Okay, that sounds good. Acknowledged. And go.
APU start. APU button. Guard up. Press and release but on the EUFD. Observe some of the following advisories. APU start. APU power. Accumulator
right here.
oil pressure low. Update heading. As the APU brings power to the aircraft, these advisories
Hydraulic
will go out.
failure.
APU on will appear. Also, the MPDs will activate and the HDU monocle will show symbology.
Yep. That's cool. Am I supposed to press something? Didn't say I needed to click on anything. I have to hit spacebar?
By now, the
Oh,
APU
I
should
see.
be powering the radios.
I was just waiting.
Use the communications menu and request permission to start engines with communications menu F5, F1, F3.
Okay.
Kudasi, code 2-1, request startup.
F12. Then continue by pressing the spacebar.
Kudasi, clear for startup.
And F12. Okay.
On the left console, set anti-collision lights to white. On the left
Okay.
MPD, ensure the engines page is displayed. Press the spacebar to continue.
Yep, it is displayed. That's
On
good.
the right MPD, bring up the fuel page by first pressing push button MB1 until you see the display menu page. Then press fuel B4.
There we go.
Always start engine 1 first. On the left console, engine start switch. On the left MPD,
Rotor RPM
watch
low.
the number 1 engine
Rotor RPM
NG
low.
percentage.
Rotor
When
RPM
it
low.
reaches 20%,
Rotor
move
RPM
the
low.
left power lever
Okay,
to
Rotor
20%.
RPM low. Rotor RPM low.
Then we'll do
Rotor
left
RPM
engine
master
idle.
warning to
Rotor
acknowledge and
RPM
cancel.
low.
As the
Engine 1
engine
out.
passes NG 52%, the starter will turn off. Once engine 1 has stabilized around NG 66%, press the spacebar to continue.
Okay, so I have to wait for it to stabilize at 66%. Oh, doesn't look very stable. 67%, not 66. Because it's still going? Yep, still going. And I imagine it's probably going to drop to 66 now. A number of the beast and descending. Okay, that looks like it's stabilized. Let's hit space.
Repeat the start procedure for the right engine start switch number 2 to start.
And wait for 20%.
20%. Right power lever to idle. Press master warning
And
to
20%.
cancel.
Right throttle
Right
to idle.
engine 2 to stabilize around NG 66%. Then press the spacebar to continue.
Alright, so once it stabilizes at 66.5 as well, we'll hit spacebar. Interesting. Still climbing, still climbing. Temperatures are coming down. Yeah, it looks like it's stabilized. Alright.
With both engines stabilized, smoothly bring both power levers forward to the fly position.
Okay.
Both engine NG should advance and stabilize near 85%.
Okay, you know what? I need to turn up this audio because he is not coming through very loud. Is it in cockpit? Is that the... Definitely not in cockpit. Let's knock that back down to 50. Is it world?
Stabilize.
Definitely not world. GUI. What? Music? Like there's literally nothing else I can adjust to make him louder. Alright, whatever.
1%. On the EUFD, the low rotor RPM warning should disappear. Press the spacebar to continue.
Okay, so with both engines stabilized, smoothly bring up the power levers to the fly position. Okay. I can just click and drag. So if I click, slowly put up to fly position. Number 1, and oh, that's a little fast. And number 2. Okay. On the EUFD, the low rotor RPM warning should disappear. I'll be honest, I'm not sure what the EUFD is. I assume it would have been this side, but are these called EUFDs? These screens here? Okay, the low should disappear. Hit the spacebar to continue. Okay.
On the left MPD, press push button B2.
They're called MPDs. So what's EUFD? I'm not sure. Okay, left MPD, press the system. Okay.
That all engine systems are within limits, shown as green.
Yep.
Check that both generators are online. When satisfied all is operating properly, return to the engine display by pressing B2 system again.
Okay.
Then press the spacebar to continue. Turn off the APU by pressing the APU button. The illuminated APU should extinguish. Press the spacebar to continue. Bring up the TSD on the right MPD with the TSD push button. Congratulations, you have completed a basic start of the AH-64D.
Okay. So that didn't include the very thing I wanted to double check was the alignments of... Oh my god. Okay, well, that's cool. I learned how to start it up. I learned the specific numbers we need to be looking for, but I did not learn exactly what I wanted to do, which was aligning the iHads with the sensors up here. So, let's go here. Let's go to Doppler. Looks like that's... Huh. That's actually... Position of confidence is already pretty low. Interesting. Alright, so let's... You know what, let's just test this theory. I'm going to make this go completely out of whack. So I'm going to go to Weapon. I'm going to go to Bore Sight. I'm going to go to iHads. I'm going to turn on Primary Light. So I can see that. Okay. So currently, the circles are not centered. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to simply look down, make them all three aligned just like that, and all I'm going to do is just press the button. Let's see what happens when I do this. So it is now realigned to something else. However, I think that was not the correct thing to do because that is like way up in the sky. So now let's see what happens when I realign. So we'll go to iHads again. We will look at it, then adjust our seat angle. Okay, it looks like we have to go down a little bit. So we have to look above it just a tad. And then adjust our seat angle down. That it matches. Right about there. There we go. And let's hit that. And also, right before we hit this button, let's keep an eye over here and see if that diamond that was further up drops down to the horizon. And bam. It did not change. Fun times. I am not sure how I can double check that that was aligned properly. You know what I could do? Is I could set up a target point like right here. And that comes up as a diamond with a flat bottom. So if I do TSD, we are currently here, so let's wait, is that accurate? Okay, well, whatever. Let's put the cursor here. I'll put the cursor directly in front of us, which I assume is like right here somewhere. Oh, apparently that's selected. Oh, you know what? What was it again? I have to go to Route. Add. And set. Could have sworn I can set a point by clicking anywhere. Is it coordinate? No, not coordinate. Hold on. So let's do this. I could have sworn that is how I set a target coordinates. If I move the cursor on the TSD and then enter. Is that not how you do it? Hold up. Is it coordinate? It's not coordinate. Hey, it's a great chopper so far. I've only had it for a few hours and it's already fun to fly. And yet I haven't even fired a single Hellfire. Let's go route. Let's go add. Go point. Then let's enter. Enter. That is not adding. Okay. How did I add a point before? Go map. Nope, not map. Point. Oh, that makes sense. That doesn't make sense. I go point, then I go add. Then I put this down. There we go. That is a waypoint? Is that a waypoint? Yeah, that's waypoint 1. Now if we go to route, go to DIR, then we say we want to set that as our direction. There we go. We've now set that as our DIR. Is it directly in front of us? Yes, it is. Perfect. Okay, so if you notice, its current position is more or less on the horizon. So let's realign down until these three circles are more or less aligned. Again, this is just for testing purposes. This should make our alignment go out of whack. So we've now pressed this button to align for that position. Now, I can't tell if that made a difference. Ah, god damn it. Okay, hold on. So if you note, The dot is right above this taxiway or runway line, like piece of surface here. And the bottom of the diamond is right up against the Humvee roof. So, with that point of reference, let's realign and do it the way that's supposedly the proper way to do it. So we'll align it like that. Drop our position in the seat so that the three circles are more or less aligned, which is honestly really difficult to do. Okay. Like right there, I guess, is good enough. That did not change that position at all. Oh my god. Okay, I have no idea what that's I have no idea what that's used for. Maybe it's just for the gun. Alright, well, whatever. Let's go ahead and take off. Make sure we don't drift too far to the left. And let's take off. Alright, cool. Parking brake off. Control our rudder. Go to our TSD. Cool. Then on the left, we'll go to weapon. Select our gun. Go ahead and arm it. Waz up to select the gun. And let's see where these bullets actually land. But first, let's go ahead and trim for our current flying direction. Good. Trim up. Kind of readjust it further to correct things just a bit. Try to align our nose direction with the flight path marker. And there. And one more time. There we go. Okay, cool. Now let's test this gun and see just how misaligned it is with the current setup, with the current configuration. Okay, so gun is currently following my head. So what happens if I fire? Oh, that didn't work. Let's go ahead and do range, auto, enter. Master arm is on, weapon, guns are selected. It is still manual ranging, because if you see, it still says M for 1.5. So what is going on? Maybe if I select the TADS, I can do range, set it to auto, enter. There we go. Now we have ranging information. Can we fire? Can't fire. Why can't we fire? Why can't we fire? Why can't we fire? Master arm on. I have gun selected. I have that selected. Gun is here. Manual ranging is set to auto, hence why we're getting adjustments to our distance that we're looking. Why can't I fire? Don't tell me it's the trigger guard. Oh, you know what? It might be the trigger guard. So, open the trigger guard, then fire? That did not work. Is it called gun cover or trigger guard? Cover. Cover me. Is it the Bucks? The BUCS? This guy? Oh, that's the collective stick, though. I want it on the cyclic, right? At least I could have sworn the guard is on the... Wait, do we fire the gun using the cyclic? Or the collective? So here's cyclic. Okay. Trim. Weapons, action, trigger guard. Here we go. So trigger guard is going to be Open, close, I guess? I mean, I can only... Oh, okay, fine. We'll bind it to open, close. Open, close. Toggle, and fire. Nice! Perfect. Thank you so much. I don't know what the bucks was, but yeah, trigger guard is what we wanted for sure. Okay, let's see how accurate this is. Yeah, it seems pretty accurate. Yeah, that looks pretty good. Okay, so let's go ahead and realign the I-hats to the incorrect position and see just how bad that is. We'll go to weapon. We'll go to... I could have sworn it was weapon, right? Oh, right, because we have to deselect the gun. Deselect it, then go to bore sight, then I-hats. Then let's incorrectly align this. We'll just look down until the 3 circles are aligned like that. Do that. Okay, this should be completely off now. So if I look over here and fire... Oh, weapon is not selected. Guns are now selected. I don't even know where those bullets went. Oh yeah, they are way off. It was supposed to go up here, they were down there. Okay, so yeah, the proper way to align the helmet is to go to... Also guys, I'm going to have to be calling today's stream quit soon because my dog is bugging the hell out of me. What is it, Pippin? What is it, buddy? You want attention? Okay, doggy. Okay, hold on. I need to experiment. So that is perfectly aligned now. Let's hit this. Okay, yes, I know, dog. I'm testing something. Give me a second. Give me a second. I know. It's a little high. A little high. Oh, because it's manual. Hold on. Because it's manually set. Let's change that to A and then enter. Okay, cool. Now let's test again. We're going to aim for this power line. Hell yeah. Okay, looks good. Okay, that proves that theory. Alright, so the proper way to align this is to line up the 3 rings and the center of this cross with those 3 rings, and you have a good alignment. Alright guys, well, that is going to be it for me today because my dog is being a butthole, so I'm going to go play with him. He probably wants me to help him chew on something. So if you guys like this video, please leave a like. If you really liked and would like to see more of this kind of stuff, feel free to give me a subscribe and tune in next time for some more DCS World streaming, live streaming. So if you guys had fun, well, tune in next time. Take care guys, have a good one. And let's die really quick. Oh god!
Rotor RPM low.
Rotor RPM low! Okay, take care guys.